This was the first place where I put wind, solar, greenhouse, garbage building, everything together in one building, and this is what it ended up looking like. Everything was intense. Everything about what we were doing and the buildings and the life was just like absolutely striking intense the whole time. People would come out here and they'd never want to leave. It was a time of magic, that's what I can say. Living in that building, I mean, this is like 25 years ago. I had my own power. I had food growing. I didn't need heat. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. I am free. I am absolutely free. The state of mind that that put you in. You can get up in the morning and you own your life. Well, I can do whatever I want because I don't have to do anything to stay alive. We have the potential to enhance the planet. Trees enhance the planet, though people could go way further. I can see the earth glowing like a sun just from what people do to it, just making the earth sing like music rather than shit floating in rivers and chemicals in the air and stuff like that. I've always thought that if you're doing something right for people, they'll find you. We put it out there on the website. We wrote books that... We don't need infrastructure. Each one of our buildings has everything it needs, power, water, sewage right in it. We took thousands and thousands of dollars of expenses out of the equation, and it worked. Now we have a bunch of people out here, no mortgage payment, no utility bill, and they're happy, and we are ongoing. I'm not saying that I really... When people ask you what your heroes are or who your people that influenced you or impressed you, one of the first ones I ever say is Noah, of course. He built a boat, giant wooden boat out in the middle of a desert, and there was no sea around, and he was building a boat, and they were calling him a fool. But he saw something coming. This is the application for Phase 3 and 4 to be a subdivision. We have to provide 14 copies of this. Archaeologists had to walk the land and look for arrowheads. That cost $20,000. And all they did was walk around and pick up arrowheads. Engineers had to engineer the terrain and make diagrams and drawings that nobody ever uses. That was $14,000. Just endless horse shit. We have a person who could not see any bigger than the rule book. And I think that's the issue that we have before us right now on this planet. We got lots of people that can't see any bigger than the rule book. And beyond the rule book is global warming.
The amount of expense and monsoons in here.
Are we catching water, Mike?
All right, so it catches water.
About 10,000 liters of water stored.
Yeah. No need for a well.
No need for a well, absolutely.
That's cool, isn't it?
It's a lot of water.
So it's like two umbrellas. Stops the sun from heating the second roof.
एक दो छाता का जैसा है.
Here it doesn't take 2 or 3 sentences to these engineers to say, look, we can build out of plastic bottles, we can build out of glass bottles, we can build out of tires. They get very excited.
Tell him we might make some real easy to follow, step-by-step drawings of how to do it.
It was great. It was fantastic to see something happen in 14 days when in 3 years it still couldn't happen in a developed country.
Okay, Michael, sir.
Hey.
Thank you.
As opposed
As soon as an environmental activist stands up and says that, it's over with.
The Honorable Bill Richardson, Governor of the State of New Mexico.
I don't think they make the connection between natural calamities and global warming. I think they think it's a fluke. You're coming up with something that people are resistant to because they don't want to look at the problem to begin with. If you don't want to look at the problem, then why would you want to hear about a solution? You're doing this for their children and their grandchildren. You have got to make them aware, not to scare them, so be careful with the language you use.
Every time you open your mouth in committee, it's a liability. You should know that by now.
You don't want to scare people so much that they're paralyzed by their fear, because that's what this culture is. That's how Bush got into office twice. People are terrified, and it's just feeding on itself. You know, 9/11, terrorism, and these are very real things. I don't mean to discount them. But the earth is burning.